We have been having crazy windy days lately, and today was especially really bad. Um, as you can see here, my flowers were getting destroyed from the wind. All the petals were falling off, and I decided to collect them, and then I'm going to try and flower dye some papers for my garden journal. So here I am just picking a few flowers off to save them to make a bouquet for in my house on as a centerpiece, and I think it looks beautiful. I wanted to quickly save them before the wind just completely destroyed them. I don't know what it has with our weather lately, but it's been so windy. Here I am just adding all the petals that I picked up from the ground. I'm adding them to a container, a dish of warm water, and I'm going to let them sit here overnight in the hopes that the water is going to turn pink, and then I want to dye some papers. And stay tuned to see how they turned out. I will show it in the end. This was a few-day process here, and I'm just picking out all the best looking ones because I want to later on glue or Mod Podge them onto the paper after I have I guess flour dyed them. I can't say coffee dyed, but I will, however, do some coffee dyeing later on as well. So we will see if this experiment will work or not, but I'm really hoping it will. Here I am just adding some of the petals to the pages. Now maybe I should have waited until the papers were dried, but I did it while they were still wet. And so it didn't want to stick too nicely to the paper. I was just being a little bit impatient, and I was excited to try it. So, but in the end, it did work out actually quite nicely, as you will see in a bit. I'm in the kitchen on my island, by the way, and I just have a uh, cheap dollar store picnic tablecloth, I guess, so to speak, that I put over my island just to protect it from getting stained, and it works really good. We had used it for camping, and I didn't throw it out, and I'm glad I didn't throw it out because this was really nice to use it on here. this is the following day, and I thought since I was having my morning coffee, I would just leave some coffee over and coffee dye some of the papers that I had up here. I had some extras that I had brought upstairs from my craft room, and so I did a few of these, and they turned out really well. And I'll tell you a little trick about them later on when I show you the results on what you should add to your coffee when you do this. So here are the results from my little experiment I did. Now, it didn't work out quite as good as I had hoped, but at the same time, it's not so bad. And I kind of really like how they turned out. They didn't go as pink as I had hoped they would go. I don't know if you can see it on camera. It did go a little bit pinkish. The water didn't turn that pink. And but I really like how it turned out. And then I just went ahead and I Mod Podged the petals onto the paper. So all in all, not too bad. I'm hoping they will stay on there as I'm folding and playing with my paper. I noticed this one should work actually pretty good, I think. Because I would like to add some of these to my garden journal. So if I fold it over like that, and add this into my garden journal. They are sticking on there actually pretty good. They're not coming loose very easily, so if they come loose in the future, I can always just take and Mod Podge them back on or glue them back on. So I really like that. I like how that turned out. I don't like the crazy winds we've been having. I started this yesterday, and yesterday it was so windy. We have several people that we know, their huge trees on their yard came down, and that was in several different yards. This is just my regular paper, but I think it looks really nice. I like how, and if you smell, because there's some rose petals in here as well, and it actually smells really good. And of course, there's always some that turned out better than others. And I really love this translucent paper almost the best. How it turned out. Maybe it's because I like the crinkling paper. But I think that looks lovely. And now at least not all those petals went to waste. I was able to do something with them. Plus I got a beautiful bouquet of flowers out of that, as you saw. This one doesn't have as many petals on there. I kind of went crazy with the petals on some of these. So, and they kind of fell apart too, as you saw in the video, you know, when I squished the water out and just to try and get the liquid. This is one that is just kind of from the leftover pieces. So these are not whole petals, but I think it still looks nice. And, okay, so then after I had done that experiment, it wasn't quite pink enough for me. Like I said, I was hoping for a little bit more of the springy pinkish color that the peonies are. So then after that, I went ahead and I put, as you can see, I did a little bit more, you can't say coffee dyeing. I guess it's considered flower dyeing. I don't know. I added a little bit of my powder blush to the water, and I just kind of stirred it up and mixed it all up, and then the papers turned a little bit more pink, and I really love it. I think they turned out just lovely. This was the first one I did, and so it has some of the pieces in it. And so I could add this to my garden journal as well, and then I could go ahead. I have some translucent flowers and a whole bunch of greenery that I could put on these pages. So I am very excited. I've started my garden journal and I cannot wait to share it with you. I'm hoping by next week I can do a flip through of my garden journal for you. So it's still in working process. And I'm not very good at creating or making my journals on camera and talking at the same time and explaining what I'm doing, just because I'm still fairly new at creating journals, and I'm not a professional at it whatsoever. So I feel like if I did it on camera, I might just make a fool out of myself. So I feel like I need a little bit more experience before I can create journals online or on camera. So yeah, but I do like how they turned out. I like the pinkish ones, and I really like the petal ones, how they turned out. And then after I was done this, I let this all dry overnight. I started this yesterday. And then here's another one that I did with the pink. And after I was done with that, I went ahead and I had my morning coffee this morning. And then I went ahead and did some coffee dyeing as well. Now, you will see this video on a Wednesday, but I started this process on Monday morning. So, but yeah, I just love, and if you add, just here's a hint for you guys, and maybe you're doing this yourself already, I don't know. But when you're coffee dyeing paper, add a little bit of vanilla extract to that coffee mix, and your papers will smell amazing. I have the actual Mexican vanilla, so oh, it just smells so good. So not only will your papers smell like coffee, but they smell like vanilla, and they smell like food. they smell like a coffee shop. There you go, like a bakery / coffee shop. So this was a lot of fun doing this, and I hope you enjoyed coming along in my little experiment. And maybe you'll give this a try yourself if you have some flowers where the petals are falling off, and try to use them on paper. And I really enjoyed this little experiment, so I probably will do a little bit more in the future as some of my other flowers will be done blooming. I have another peonies bush that their flowers are just all opening right now. It's on the opposite side of the yard is where I showed you these, and those flowers have not fallen off from the wind yet. So, and they just recently started opening, so I'm thinking they're going to be ready in the near future. So, and peonies plants don't last very long. They are gorgeous flowers. I just wish they would last a little bit longer than what they do. I wish they would bloom all year long, but this way at least I get to have a little bit of it on my garden journal. Here, I will just change the camera here a little bit, and I'll just show you. I'll just lift you up here a little bit to my beautiful flower bouquet that I made from all the flowers that were being destroyed by the wind. Now, I don't know, we've just been having such crazy strong winds, and we live in town. We have big trees, and our yard is fenced in. I can't imagine how windy it must be in the country. But at least I get to enjoy these inside for now, and hopefully they'll last here for a while, including I did take some of my rose bush pieces as well, because they were flying apart as well, and I know they'll start blooming again. So I have, I think, 5 rose bushes. So, and that is my story, and and that will be the end to this little video here. I thank you so much for coming along, and I wish you all a beautiful, lovely day. Thanks for watching.